Oh snap!
Yeah.
Hello, everyone on the internet. Duval. All right, we are live, baby. Welcome, everyone. Happy 12:16 p.m. Eastern Time, brunch time. We are in his house. This is Gaming Haven weekend. I am super excited to be here. And I am Jacob, Duval King Jacob on the Twitters and the Instagrams. I will be your Dungeon Master for this session. And before we get into all of the thingies and the housekeeping, I would like to introduce my wonderful, amazing players that are surrounding me. Fenway, if you want to kick things off, and then we'll
Absolutely.
go down the line.
Okay. My name's Fenway Jones. I am Fenway, the teen DM on Twitter, and Jasper's Game Day on Facebook. Um, and yeah, I do all of the charity things.
And who will you be playing?
We're doing okay. I didn't realize we're doing character introductions as well.
Yeah, sure.
I will be playing Kali, a Aarakocra monk.
All right. WillCartll.
Hey, I'm Will. I guess I'm WillCartll 2, WillCartll II on Twitter. That's pretty much it. I'm just a dude. I'll be playing Orain, who is a half-elf gunslinger fighter.
All right. Darth.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. Darth Entreri on all social media. I'll be playing Devin Carret, human rogue bounty hunter / scout.
No tweet scene.
Hi guys, I'm No Tweet Sean, or just Sean, for anyone who's met me. I'll be playing Horace Greeneye. I'm a dwarven warlock.
All right.
Wonderful.
So good.
Absolutely.
Chris.
Good day, and everybody. I'm Chris N on the Twitterverse, doing a lot of signal boosting whenever I can, and running a nonprofit up here in Montana, pushing role-playing games and mental health for everybody that's up here. And you can, like I said, you can find me on Twitter, and I'll be playing Satar Thunderfinder, a wandering sailor that just happens to be around here today.
Fantastic.
Nice.
And rounding out the group, Freckles.
Hi, I'm Jess, aka Freckle Sketches on Twitter and Instagram, resident cartographer. I'll be playing Zakria Rashi, Fire Genasi Paladin, and really excited to be here with you. It's my first time here. Hi.
Yay!
Yay,
Welcome
welcome.
Welcome to Thread Raiders and all this craziness. All right. Quick housekeeping note. I think we're going to mention this also at the end. But through this, so today's Sunday, and also through the rest of the week, there will be some games in regards to, if I remember the charity correctly, Fenway, if you could save me from my insanity. Around suicide prevention, and kind of give us some context around that. Because actually, right before I put you on the spot, one thing that, because you were streaming last night on the Beyond channel, and two things that really stood out to me that I think will stay with me for a really, really long time are right in the bottom left-hand corner of the stream. There was two statements that were kind of floating back and forth around. You're not a critical failure, and you don't have to roll initiative alone, which I thought was like, woo, what crazy powerful. So, if you wouldn't mind saying a few words about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jasper's Game Week is what is going on. We're raising money for teen suicide prevention and awareness. I started Jasper's Game Day 3 years ago after I lost 2 friends to suicide in the span of 10 months, and I wanted to be able to stop other people from feeling the same pain that I was feeling and be able to create hope and happiness for others in the gaming world and everywhere else. And so I started this, and one of the people that I lost, his name was Jasper. He was my gaming partner in crime, and so that's where we got the idea for this.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So yeah, so I believe the website is jaspergameday.com, so they can take a look and donate if you can. If not, spread the word. But am I missing anything housekeeping wise other than that?
Make sure to watch Jasper's Game Week on twitch.tv/mini-terrain-domain, May 3rd through 7th, noon to midnight Eastern.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you,
the
Sean.
schedule is also on the website. There's a big tab. It's like Jasper's Game Week schedule. Go ahead and click that, and has all the days.
Awesome. So, and then one last personal note for me before we kick things off is this is my first time DMing a stream, which I'm really super stoked about, but I cannot start it off without thanking my DM senpai, who maybe or may not be watching. I don't even know. So, Sue Anderson, if you're watching, I love you and happy birthday. So, let's get things rolling. Okay. The wind howls. The year 621. It is a chilly day in the kingdom of Duvalia. The kingdom of Duvalia is at war with the southern continent of Lobra to the south, home to mostly fiends and mystics, allegedly. You find yourselves in the capital town of Jayville, where King Jabob and Queen Ellen Duvalia, long may they reign, have ruled this continent for as long as you can remember. Most recently, there was an incredible battle on the big bridge to the south, named after a chancellor from long past, the Matthews Bridge, in which the climax of said battle involved the bridge exploding, separating the two continents. As the war continues to batter most of the continent, you have received a missive asking for your assistance for a top secret mission on behalf of the crown. Sven is your contact, asking you to meet him at the back table up next to the stairs in the Two Cats Inn in Jayville. You answer the call, of course, but why and for what? So, you all having individually, as I accidentally mute my Zoom here, you all individually receiving this missive coming from wherever you're coming from, whether you are another area of the continent or not. So, since I thought it would be interesting to tie dexterity to your tardiness or lack thereof, the first person to arrive, I believe, actually it's a tie. So, but we'll go with Devin. You arrive to this tavern first. You open the wooden door, and the first thing that you see on the right-hand side is a large bar that has a kind of a not semicircle, but more of like a half rectangle with about 4 chairs seated right in front of it, a hearth or fire, kind of small embers seeming to come out that you imagine goes up to a chimney with a small halfling bartender at the back end that seems to be kind of pouring up, imbibements. And as well as 5 tables on the left-hand side, a few of them having a few folks there. And as you walk in, can you describe what you look like?
Devin is about 6 foot tall. Has kind of a coppery tint to his skin, like he's out in the sun a lot. But the most distinct feature is one of his eyes is like glass white. He's definitely seen a lot of battle and probably blind in that eye. But he's your average human, and wearing dark leathers, has his cloak kind of pulled up, kind of hiding his face. He's looking for Sven.
All right. And seeing the door open, the halfling bartender has kind of got a sharp goatee with a pretty well-kept mustache, kind of curls up to the end. He's wearing actually a pretty sweet-looking brown vest, above a white kind of dress shirt, almost blouse. Welcome, friend. Welcome to the Two Cats Inn. Can I get you anything? By the way, we actually have a special on carp and chips as well. That goes with an imbibement of your choice if you want.
I'll take a thing of your finest ale. I'm looking for a friend of mine.
Oh, of course. Have a seat anywhere you like.
And I'll scan the room. I assume I know Sven because I've probably done some jobs before.
You look around. You don't. Because the gentleman you're looking for is typically stands out. Fairly tall, super muscular, got tattoos all over. Very sharp, kind of green hair, almost to like spiky. And typically he's wearing a broadsword to his back, as well as a large, not large, more of a buckler of bronze. And yeah, weirdly enough, no. You do see a set of stairs near that table that he did mention in his missive, though.
I'll grab my ale, pay for it, and go sit at the table and wait for everybody else.
All right, that is perfect. All right. So Fenway, I didn't get your name yet, so why don't you give it to me? And you go next.
Her name is Klee.
Klee. Oh, I didn't see it. There it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
You're all good. But yeah, so I like I said, I'm an Aarakocra. So she walks in, she looks, she's about 6 foot tall, like Devin is, but she, unlike a lot of the Aarakocra, she's mostly has black feathers, and the tips of her wings are all white. So she stands out more than the usual.
Sure.
But other than that, she doesn't really have anything. She was wearing a fancy leather vest as well.
All right, cool. Oh, well, that's a fine looking vest. Oh, I believe you're from around here, but all are welcome. Did you like anything to drink or eat?
Give me whatever the special is.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Keep it simple. I very much appreciate it. And he essentially, takes your payment and gives you the carpenship special, along with an imbibement of your choice, whether that's ale or water or milk or whatever the hell you want. And where do you sit?
I sit at at a table close to the hearth.
Okay, great. So kind of near the middle. You kind of pull up a chair. Yeah. And another moment or so passes, unless either of you two are doing anything during your meal.
I'm just kind of keeping an eye on everyone in the room, especially the newcomer.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen an Aarakocra before, so wow, that's different.
Yeah, and you can actually kind of tell you essentially have like the back end of the bar to the west, and you actually see kind of a few patrons, about 4 or 5 of them. There's actually kind of 2 kind of clusters of 3. They're all kind of like playing cards and kind of leaned over their imbibements, and they kind of look at this avian creature as they walk in, but they don't say anything, and they just go back to their cards. All right, who is up next? Let's see. Believe that is going to be. Is it pronounced Orain?
Yes.
You're up.
Orain. So okay, Orain. When she walks into the bar, you see she's a half elf woman, older, but it's kind of hard to tell how old.
Half elf.
Kind of like dark hair, but kind of like a gray streak through it. She's wearing studded leather armor and has kind of like a wide brim, like hat kind of thing, kind of a Indiana Jonesy kind of a vibe. She's wearing like a big old backpack full, just like weighted down. It's like has like this big old crossbow hanging off one side, and like what you think might be like a bear trap or something, like a legit big old bear trap just like hanging off the other side. And has like a leather gun holster on one hip. And so she walks in and, yeah, I guess goes to the bar.
Right. Oh, hello. What? Well, you were quite equipped. If I, never mind. It's would you care for food or drink? Actually, before, I wasn't going to ask, but the big box looking, kind of points at the bear trap looking mechanism. Could you perhaps give me? Kind of looks around. I don't mean to be rude, but there has to be a story there, and excuse me for being curious. I just thought.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's for trapping things, big things that don't want to be trapped.
What's the biggest thing you trapped?
I don't know my bestiary off the top of my head.
whatever it is, whatever you
big.
describe, something huge.
Yeah.
My. Carp?
Excuse me?
Carp? Chips? Rabbits?
I'll have a water.
Of course. Yes, absolutely. Here you go. If there's anything else you need, I wouldn't want to get on your bad side.
Oh no! Don't worry. I'm here looking for someone named Sven. Have you seen anyone named Sven?
Oh yeah, Sven comes in all the time. One of my usuals.
Oh, okay.
That seems to be around right now, though.
Okay, I'll wait. Thank you.
Yeah. And where do you end up sitting as well?
Just wherever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Kind of spreading the love.
Somewhere near the bar.
Okay. Cool.
Whatever.
Absolutely. All right.
You're smart. We're not sitting in fireball formation.
A sign of things to come, maybe. All right. Let's see. Satura, you'll be next.
All right. So as Satura comes up, you see he kind of boisterously blows the door open a little bit, and in comes a kind of a small-figured but boisterous activity, and he's a half orc. Strapped to his back, you see two axes coming up, and a series of javelins, and he goes, "Oi, hey, is this? What's the name of this? Hey, Keep. What's the name of this establishment? I've been in like 4 other ones, and I think I'm in the wrong one."
Are you looking for the Two Cuts Inn, perhaps?
That's the place.
All right. Well, congratulations. First time's the charm, yes?
I guess so. What you got to drink and eat here?
Whatever you could like. Ales, lagers, we've got some wine. As a matter of fact, I've been working on this gin and tonic thing. It's brand new, never been done before. We can go that route if you want. But we do have carp, chips, and a bite of your choice on special. Like whatever you might like.
Is it okay that I don't have a shirt? The last place threw me out because I didn't have a shirt on.
I never even considered having a rule about that. But I might, depending on what happens next. But that all being said,
I like you. I'm a friend. I'm a friend with you. Come on, I'll try your new drink.
Well, of course, coming right up. And he kind of like goes out into a back area for a moment, and you kind of hear like what you imagine to be some sort of like basement. I mean, I live in Florida, so I don't know what a basement looks like. So anyway, you get the idea. And then and comes back with this like large tankard of a clear looking liquid and puts it on top of the bar. And you kind of see him kind of take this like this small lime and serves it.
So it looks clear. Is it? You sure this is a drink? It looks like water.
That's the secret. It doesn't taste like water.
It smells like lime.
Go ahead. Let me know what you think. That was literally the worst case scenario.
No, it just was surprising. Whoa. I like. And you notice as he says that there's a bunch of scarring on his chest. It glows blue for a second,
Mhm.
and then he goes, and I will drink and I will sit down. Thank you, sir.
Yes, of course. And where do you sit as well?
I go over by the hearth.
All right. And then rounding out the crew was back to back, Zakria and Horace.
All right. Go ahead,
Do you
Zakria.
want to start or okay? So, she walks in as casually as somebody uncomfortable in a bar can casually walk in. She's got a pretty nice kind of tight faux hawk with braids along the sides of her head. Bright orange. Her skin's kind of uh, ashy gray, icy blue eyes, and those eyes scan the bar for a second. They stop at the half orc. They stop at the shadowy guy. They stop at the Arakakra. She kind of rolls her eyes and goes to the bartender.
Oh, man, I don't think we've had more less interesting people today. This is maybe the best brunch hour I've ever had. Yes, hello. Good afternoon. And what can I do for you?
Water, please.
Oh, all right. Yes, of course. It goes.
Thank you.
Anything to eat?
No, thank you. I'm looking
Oh.
for someone.
Oh, yes, of course. Have a seat anywhere. No problem.
Thank you much.
Of course.
And she goes to stand over by the door.
Okay, so she essentially
As
walks
close
in,
to the exit as
okay.
possible.
Walks in, water, walks right to the end. Got it. Cool.
She's got a rather long halberd at her back and full plate armor.
Ooh, okay.
Is it shiny?
Incredibly
Well
well
kept. Nice.
very well kept armor.
You're a shiny one. Wouldn't do good on the sea.
And you're the opposite.
Yes. Yes. I do very well on this sea. This land is weird.
Aye.
Snaps.
And as Horace walks in, is anyone else doing anything outside of watching the conversation?
Oh, go ahead, Fenway.
I was just gonna say I find another chair to put my feet up on, so I can lean back and watch everybody.
Weren't you by the hearth? Then is Kaylee? Were you by the hearth? As
Yes.
Well? Okay.
Yes.
Haven't I seen some? Most of your kind are, aren't they white normally? Or yellows?
Yes.
Oh, I see. I've seen a lot of you in my travels. That's why I just.
It has something to do with my monastery.
Oh. Interesting. Turns around. As he turns, you see on his back just giant scars rippling across his back. Blue. Very bright blue. Sits down and turns to talk to you again. Okay.
I guess shortly after that moment.
Oh yeah, you're at the door, man. You see all this.
A rather stout dwarf in half plate, so he's covered in plate armor down to his waist. That's very dirty. He's carrying no weapons, several books on him. Kind of struts his way up to the front and pulls a broom off of his shoulder. He goes, "I'm sorry. Could you help a poor scholar out? I would like just a bit of employment for a moment. Could I perhaps sweep your bar?"
It's actually pretty. Do you find it to be less clean than I feel? Like I swept it earlier this afternoon.
Well, no, not at all. I was looking for something to do in order to I'm mighty parched, you see. I'd like to earn a drink.
All right. Well, how much do you charge for such services?
Oh, one will be fine. That'll do.
Oh, just one drink to sweep the floor.
Certainly.
All right, I'm in. Sounds great. Yeah, absolutely. Sweep away.
Then we're having a call.
This is going on.
We're having a
Puts out
call.
his hand.
Absolutely.
As this is going on,
It's kind of clammy.
put up on the table.
You can put your feet up on the table, but just if you trap dirt, it's your ass.
It's always my ass.
So,
It's just-
all right. So as Horace begins to sweep, anyone else doing anything during your meal?
Just watching.
Okay, great. So there's another moment or so, feels like forever, and you're like, "Good Lord, where is this guy? He's put us all in this place." And as you quietly finish your drinks and vitamints and or meals for those that you haven't, you hear this coming from the stairs, and you actually see the stairs themselves lift. And you hear from the bartender, "Oh, that's might be who you're looking for." And you see like where the stairs were is now the outline of a doorway, and leaning on the doorway is the gentleman that you've been looking for, Sven. He with his trademark spiky green hair, full regalia of armor. Well, I see that you've gotten quite acquainted. Now I need all of you to follow me. And he disappears into the doorway.
What you mean? I'm not the only one. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, all right. I see how it is, Sven.
Ah. Okay. I guess we're supposed to all work together. This should be down.
This will be interesting.
And you actually see that the rest of the tavern folks seem to have absolutely no reaction to this. This is apparently something that probably happens more often than they care to say.
I think those stairs always do that, huh?
Do any of you know what this is about? What we're doing?
I went to 3 other places before I came here, so all I know is that I was asked to come.
I usually don't ever know what Sven's up to. He's always got something fun to do, though.
Does it pay?
Certainly.
It's for the crown.
Sounds
It's
good.
got to. It's our duty.
While everybody else is talking, Devin just kind of gets up and goes down the stairs because he's just used to the dramatics of stuff.
Fantastic. Sounds good.
Zakria's gonna chug her water and follow shortly after.
Okay.
Before I go, barkeep, could I please get my beverage?
Oh, of course. You can take it with you if you more.
He grabs it and just quaffs it.
All right. Well, we'll just say that was. I don't feel like you completed your half of the book. You know what? It doesn't matter. Go ahead. And you head downstairs as well.
Yes.
All right. So you guys all descend. Actually, what now appears to be 2 flights of stairs, and you come to what appears to be small, kind of flickering light that comes into or as you enter the room, and there is actually a large table, almost for like 8, and there at the head of the table sits Sven. He's actually got a few what appear to be like large satchels on his side of the table. Have a seat. We have much to discuss.
Zakria sits.
I'm gonna sit in the chair closest to him and scooch it slightly closer.
All right.
Sitar sits in the middle.
All right.
Devin takes his usual spot on the wall.
Wildflower City. Perfect. All right. Very good. So, very happy that all of you are here. Time is of the essence, and but your discretion is important. So before we discuss our next moves, understand that what is said in this room does not leave this room. Um, no matter how great bartender is upstairs, great guy, but this is of much bigger importance than even him. And he kind of like scans the room, looking for affirmation. Is that so?
I'll make sure that Bert here doesn't say a thing.
Great. So, I'll take your non-answers as yes. Otherwise, you may leave.
Whatever you want, you're paying.
You may leave and then the one shot is over. No.
Do you want it done or not?
So, and he pushes both of the satchels forward into the middle of the table. You'll find in that, in the satchel to the right, you'll find a total of 500 gold. And in the left, you'll find vials, out of game potions of greater healing. As to why we're here and why such a frankly large amount, it seems that the Queen, Queen Ellen Duvalia, long may she reign, has gone missing. Now, what you don't know is that this has been going on for this missing persons investigation has been going on for the better part of a week. But as you can imagine, considering we're in war, and information like that, if that gets out, could be detrimental. We need to keep that on the low end of things. Now, we sent search parties all over the continent, as well as some reconnaissance to the south as well. And everyone seems to have come back with nothing, except for the fact that the two search parties that we sent to the First Baptist Church haven't come back. So I believe you, as well as you would probably come to the same assumption as I would, that just expect some form of foul play. So that is where all of you come in. I've individually chosen you due to all of your fine skills and ability to work, shall we say, inconspicuously, even if all of you look ridiculous. He kind of like scans through the room and with a bit of a frown.
Did you hear that, Bert? We're inconspicuous.
Actually, Queen Ellen's gonna want her gallivants again. This time in a church. That's interesting.
Gallivants?
Funny man, sir.
Oh, she's a wandering sort of gal.
You seem to know more than even I then. Well, that is the case. But be that as it may,
I'm not one to kiss and tell, you know.
Right. Well, that 500 gold is your advance. Assuming you find her whereabouts, there's additional 500 in it for you as well as you will be considered heroes of the realm, and I have to imagine that the king will provide additional reward from that perspective, should you be successful.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Hi.
So,
much evil to fight.
Now, the First Baptist Church is about a half an hour's trek from here. You would need to travel past Duvalia Castle, which will be about 15 minutes and a bit to the north, traveling through a small forest into this large cathedral that is indeed the First Baptist Church. Now, timing is good, which is why I had all of you meet. And also, brunch is pretty smart. You know, typically these types of things happen at night, I know, but figuring that there is something happening over there, then we might have to consider the fact that we don't want any issues of the regular population. So if you leave now, then this will be right after morning mass, and so it will be um, free to investigate, I believe. Any questions?
No,
So
sir.
Well,
we just
sounds
have to
all
track
right.
down the queen.
That's the idea.
Lethal
right.
force is involved. Are we allowed for lethal force? And all except for
Good
the queen.
question.
If deemed necessary, but there's like this heavy sigh. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but use your best judgment.
Hmm.
Even my best judgment's pretty bad.
Are we returning her here, or are we just finding her?
He kind of reaches into a small satchel and slides across this large flat stone. Give me a holler when you do.
I'll
Aye.
make it easy for all of you. If I'm here, lethal force is advised.
Oh,
Do I
it's
even
your
want
ass.
to
is
know
that
what
it?
that means?
No.
You're right, I don't. All right. If
I'm
there's
just
any-
stoned.
All right, now he was talking about a donkey earlier. Are we going to be riding a donkey? Are we going to have a mode of transportation? I heard of that.
It's a half an hour trek on foot. So I figured you could use that to discuss strategy.
What's a strategy?
It's
Oh.
a plan.
Axe.
It's a plan.
Oh, okay, a plan. Yes, we can do a plan.
Oh, dear.
It's called Mary and Sue. That's the plan. Mary and Sue.
Well, we know what he's good at.
Oh boy.
Any y'all good at tracking?
That would
of
be me.
course, yeah, that makes sense.
You picked the best group for this.
I'm beginning to think that you're right.
Uh-huh.
Well, if there isn't anything else, I believe you have your events, your ability to heal yourself, and off you go.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Very
Aye.
well.
Farewell.
Feel free to have another round on me on the way out if you'd like.
Oh.
That's very kind.
Come back safe. Queen in hand, please.
Wait, you want her in our hands?
That's
Figure of speech.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe you can have a discussion with Kaylee about literal and figuratively.
That
On
would be
your way.
helpful.
I'll leave that up to you. Call it a pre-mission. How do you say chemistry exercise or something. Anyway, off you go.
Zakria would like to be the last to leave to ask Sven if there's a specific contact within the cathedral that they can, sort of have reconnaissance with.
Unfortunately, every person that we sent in, both in group or disguise, has not made contact. So unfortunately, I wish that was the case.
Okay. So that's a nice scope of the situation. We usually keep track of clergymen. All right.
One way to find out, I suppose. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. And she leaves.
Okay. All right, so you guys head back upstairs. Are you heading out or are you doing something else? What else is happening?
Gonna head out. If anyone else is doing something, I'll just wait by the door or wait right outside the door.
All right.
Zakria's gonna wait with you.
A few folks kind of playing cards. looking up at this motley crew that's coming out of the underneath the stairs, and the last person to leave, you hear as the stairs.
As I walk past the bartender, I'll look at the bartender and go, "Hey, can I get a little to go of that new drink and a little to go of a fine spirit?"
Well, we could make that happen. Sven said that it's on him. So, do you have a particular spirit in mind? Perhaps a little tequila before gin?
No. A bourbon or a whiskey?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Ah.
And he kind of like and puts like a napkin over it because he's not really sure what to do with the to-go drink. And it's just like and he has like the tankard of round 2 of the gin and tonic, and he's just like, bring the tankard back if you don't mind.
Sure. Thank you.
I was going to say, I sure hope Sven doesn't mind paying for glassware.
He kind of gives you a wink. I think we're about to find out.
Never know when a good tanker can come in handy.
That's going to be our side quest, is getting that glass back.
Exactly. All right. So, you all heading out towards the cathedral. Some of you with some to-go drinks, which is totally fine. But yeah, so the actual air is fairly temperate, but comfortable. Dressed, probably prepared for all of that. And indeed, as Sven mentioned, you do pass this large castle that seems to just go up into the clouds, and actually is on the steeples of them are on all sides are teal in color, with like a backsplash of like this almost like blue or cayenne with a little like green on the outside. And you eventually come to the outside of this small forest, and as you enter, you actually can't see even it's because it's about maybe 500 feet. You don't have to travel far. And this brown, almost like kind of like a Brooklyn like what was it, brown stones. Just give you some outside architecture idea. And a large steeple up into the middle, with large golden double doors, and the chirping of birds. But there, and the actual there's actually like a set of stairs that come up to meet those set of doors.
If it's a First Baptist church, I want to know what the little sign out front says.
What languages do you know?
Oh, that's a good question. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
Okay. So in Common / Devoian and Elvish, one after another, it says, "Come all are welcome."
Oh, that's nice.
Worship. No matter who and what you worship, all are welcome.
Sounds like a cult to me.
Sounds like my kind of place.
In Common and Elvish, bing bing, right, like one after another. And like this, like because of course it's a Baptist church, so it's like super like bronze and really loud. So
Sounds about right.
All right, so you guys going?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think I would suggest maybe posting up somebody to watch the outside if we're going to have some people going in. I would volunteer to watch the outside, maybe set up like a lookout position from a nearby tree, perhaps, with my big old crossbow.
Do we have any reconnaissance talent in the party?
Do you think they're going to let me in without a shirt?
Something, perhaps? Well, I did say, "Oh, welcome."
That is true. It is true.
I mean, I can stay in the tree.
If you'd like. I would volunteer to set up shop. This is kind of my specialty is hunting and tracking, so I can make sure that no one runs out the back when you walk in or anything like that. Just give me a signal if you want me to join you inside.
Should we perhaps scope out the perimeter first before we go in?
I think
Also a
that's
good choice.
excellent idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you come around probably on either side, or I imagine, and the forest kind of surrounds this large church. Very tall trees, almost like the size of redwoods. So plenty of places for folks to run up and take a look see. And you actually do see on either side like large kind of stained glass windows. Seem to they actually look to be the kings of the past, just based off of your travels and descriptions, but nothing out of the ordinary. As you spend a few minutes kind of looking around.
I'd like to take a time to try to look for any foot traffic that's out of the ordinary on the sides of the, at least on one side of.
I'll assist you.
Yeah, sure. Make a survival check with advantage.
All right.
Due to the assist.
That would be a 24.
24.
Hey, away.
Nice.
Starting off hot.
First roll of the game.
Right, exactly. So yeah, you look into you kind of see like long, almost like first of all, several footsteps, hundreds, all around the outside, and kind of the dirt or sand coming into the front, and you kind of see like a large mat, and you can kind of tell that there's folks are kind of taking the dirt from their boots, and kind of putting that off. But there is something that you can't explain. Like there's like almost like this like dragging of sorts, that also seems to come up from, and as you kind of look to, even from the forest, it's actually you can barely see it. It's probably about a week old. This long, like, appears to be like you're not sure if it's a body or a or what, or it could just be a really long lawnmower, and it goes all the way up into the doorway.
Is it the front door or a side door?
Front door. There's only one door. It's the front.
Okay. Horace, like, as they're going in, is going to, his eyes are going to light up like a kind of like a red for just a moment as he like flicks his hand and snaps his fingers, and you see this like kind of almost like force field kind of arrive around his body for just a flash, and then it disappeared.
Cool.
Mysterious.
Cast false life.
Nice. How long was that last?
An hour.
All right. Good to know. Anyone else doing anything?
I'm gonna let everybody else go ahead of me, and then I'm gonna try to hide.
Okay. Go for it.
Hiding. Yay.
Group, are we busting in the front door, or are we gonna go in quick and silently? Because I'm all about, as he unhorses.
That would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Good to know.
I like unclip the axes. Are we going in loud, or are we going in quiet?
We could probably avoid a lot of conflict and difficulty if we just went in nice and just said hi and just talk to them.
So we're going in quiet.
For now.
Fine.
Isn't that what the last groups did?
We don't know what the last
We
group
don't know.
said.
Oh,
We'll find out.
that's okay.
Who of us is the smoothest talker?
I'll put Mary and Sue away.
I
The
mean,
guy that just went invisible.
I don't like to brag, but I do consider myself
Gone.
to have quite the gift of gab.
Also, happy Mimosa Day, by the way. Boom.
Nice.
But please continue. Don't. I'm not here.
Is anyone perhaps trained in the art of persuasion?
I might know a thing or two.
Yeah.
Only with Mary and Sue.
Where the hell's Devin?
You? Oh, Ugh.
That makes me
You're
uncomfortable.
A bit blunt. Perhaps Zakria, perhaps you should help our friend Keeley here to do a bit of the talking. I'll gladly fill in whenever I'm needed, but no need for me to be in charge.
Okay.
You are shiny. People like shiny.
We'll see
He
what
does have a
happens.
point.
Bert likes shiny. He likes you.
Brilliant. I'm not used to playing an asshole.
You're doing it really well.
All right, so Zakria's gonna just walk on in. She's not gonna wait for anybody to follow her. She's gonna go ahead in there and
see what
go
she sees.
slowly. She's gonna try to go in slowly, do a small perception and see what, if anything, would be out of the ordinary in a church.
Okay, great. Go for it.
Okay.
Kali gets really close to you. Like her head is like right over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, you're taller too, so that's not.
Yeah, go ahead and make one as well, Kaylee.
Okay.
All right, Bert, we're going in.
Ooh. That's a 10 total.
Awesome. 19. That's a little better. Okay.
I needed the help.
So both of you, as you peer into these large golden double doors, and you actually see a large, almost like granite, floor that has several. It looks like 30 pews on either side. Beautiful wooden pews, and then up near the front area, it seems to almost accent off into like this like large cross, and at the very top is a large like altar, and you actually see a total of 6 of these kind of fairly tall nuns that just kind of spin around and welcome. It is unfortunately you missed morning mass, but but we are always open. Everyone is welcome, and feel free to come in. You can pray to who and whatever you would like.
Is there no afternoon mass?
Not until about 5 o'clock.
Mm.
And Kaylee, with that 19, you also see near the back end, on the left-hand side, a large organ. And you actually see over near on the right-hand side on the ground next to the altar, like there's like, you actually see like something like shining. You know how like when like you're watching something and then the sun kind of hits you in the eye, like almost like bing bing, like something catches your eye.
Duval, are there any stairways like up to like an upper level of this church?
It is a very large church with I think like there's like a wooden, almost like a not upstairs, but you know how like super old churches have those small like stairs up to like the rafters. That's the word I was looking for, rafters. So there's a little bit of that, but not like an upstairs to like another awning or anything like that.
Devin is going to try to stealth to the rafters.
Okay.
Nice.
Go for it.
That would be an 18.
18, great. I was actually going to let you keep your 20. So perfect. So far, no reaction to your stealthiness. And what about the remainder of you?
Satara will walk up a little bit and sit in one of the more front pews and pretend to sit and act like he's doing something that he thinks he knows what to do in a church. He's not quite sure. Never been in one, so he's like, sit in a pew.
Gotcha. And you actually see all 6 of these nuns. There's actually one kind of main one that's kind of standing about, if you're near one of the fronts, about 25 feet in front of you. You're kind of off to the side, and the rest of them are kind of, you kind of see them kind of like dusting off some of the pews, kind of doing chores, but seems to be paying you no mind.
Okay, well, I'm pretending to do what I think is supposed to be done in a church. I'm gonna try and like side glance around and try to perceive if there's anything out of the ordinary that I notice.
Go for it.
Let's see, that would be 16.
16. So you you look around, scanning, and you also kind of get sun kind of hits you in the eyes. You see this something shining on near the right hand side, almost near the back, past the kind of the nun that's in the middle, but that's about it.
Is it by the organ?
It's by the altar. The organ's off to the back end on the left, and the altar is right in front of you.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything in particular that you kind of motions to you as you're sitting down in the pew? Doesn't quite close distance, but kind of bows towards you. All of these nuns kind of look, they're human, very well put together, habits of green and blue, and with like the top half actually has like this large insignia with a cross on it. And once again, all are welcome. Is there anything in particular that you need for your services? I know for some folks that worship Melora, they have to have some sort of something to try to commune with, Pelor, and whatever you would like. Happy to assist.
This is awkward for me. I've never actually been to a church. So,
I see.
it's kind of strange for me to try to pray.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think you pray in a church.
Well, yes, of course. By the way, Devin, from where you are in the rafters as you're creeping up, that same shine kind of accents and hits you, but you actually see like something blue from your vantage point. Like there's just like something. You can't really tell what it is from how far away you are. And so she continues. Yes, my sister Gabriella over here would be happy to discuss that with you, especially if it's your first time. It can be quite jarring, but I hope the journey is quite good for you.
Well, the last time I had anything with faith around, I got actually some of these scars. It was someone was praying to a sea god of lightning or thunder or something, and that's where I got all of these.
So someone was
chanting.
Praying?
Yeah.
Oh, chanting.
It was on one of my trips into the sea.
Oh. Wow.
Mentally
That's
shocking
awkward.
the nun.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything. And she just.
That's one way to get rid of them.
Scare them away.
Yeah. So, but the remainder of them are still kind of not clustered, but they're kind of spread out a little bit. But they seem to just be doing chores or reading.
So Duval, I would like to try to make the sound of a bird that would be uncommon to a church. My elven friend would pick out a place and look around for it to try to get the elves' attention.
Okay, so what is it? You gotta give it to me. What does it sound like?
He would probably try to mimic like a blue jay as much as possible.
Oh, jeez. Blue jays
Okay.
are so annoying.
They are so annoying. So, let's see. And you actually
Everyone looks.
oh yeah, like, and the and the one that let's see, where did it go?
Well, while that
so
gets
the one that you were.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was to say, while it gets everyone's attention, can I walk up to the altar, like while everyone's looking, and be like,
Okay, so as everyone kind of shifts and looks, Satora, the one that was talking to you, Sister Mariella, didn't we just clean up that the rafters just yesterday? We did see that there was a bit of a bird's nest up there. You have a good point. I'll go check it out. That's very strange. And do you want to come with? And you actually see the two on the far left near the organ leave and begin to go up to the rafters. And Horace, as you approach the altar, the one that was essentially talking to Satora kind of doesn't stop you, but did you have anything in particular that you wanted to pray for? Did you need any assistance?
no, darling. I appreciate you trying to help me out, though. I think I'd just like to take a look around, if that's all right.
Oh, of course. Feel free.
This is all so new to me.
I'm getting the sense that this is new to a lot of folks lately. Of course.
I'd like to look around for what has been shining at people.
You get up close and personal, and that's more than enough for you to see what has been the shining.
What is the shining?
What is the shining? Tell me, what is the shining?
Suddenly I have
it's a dice. No. So you look to the ground and you actually see this blue, what appears to be a brooch. The shining is this encrusted diamond that is embedded into what looks to be a large blue comb. And on the back end of the comb, it actually says in like very beautiful cursive written on it. It says Queen Ellen Duvoya.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can sleight of hand that.
Go for it.
Okay. What is my sleight of hand bonus? It sucks. So I'm not good at that, but I rolled well, so that's a 20. Dirty.
20. All right. Dirty. All right. You, no one is the wiser. And so, Kaylee, where are you? Are you still up at the front?
So they mentioned the different bird sounds, right? When they were going out to the rafters, my interest would be very piqued, and I would follow them with like my head directly over their shoulder and like really close and not personal, because I do not understand personal space.
Okay. So you essentially see the two nuns, and you actually, and so you just yes, hello. Actually, you're tall. Yes, hello. I'm not quite sure. Are you coming to join us up in the rafters?
I want to see the bird.
Of course, yes. Follow us, and you guys all come up, and Devin, you are about 20 feet away from you at this point is one of your new compatriots, as well as two of your nun friends. But they have no idea that you're anywhere near.
Yeah, I'd like to think he's like, as soon as he saw him coming up, he turned around and has his dark cloak where the shadows are covering him.
Perfect. While this is happening, Orain, are you doing anything? As well as Zachariah. Are you still up at the front as well?
Yeah, she's still up at the front. If there's a remaining nun, she's gonna walk up to her and ask if you're all seeming to congregate here specifically. Is there no priest present? Who was doing mass earlier today?
Oh, so there's two upstairs and there's four still downstairs. And kind of all around. So the other three are kind of doing chores, and the one in the middle's kind of been the one doing the talking. As a matter of fact, yes, that is a good question. The chancellor has actually been by. He reports directly to the queen, and he's actually the one that actually did mass earlier today. But he left to go back to the castle. So it's just us for now until the evening mass.
I was hoping to speak with him. I'm the warden of your local prison. We were looking to do a prisoners reform program.
Is that so?
Yeah.
What do you? Do you mean that they want to come to the?
Coming
would they be
to
volunteering
church.
to the church?
They would be coming to church to pray. It's a prayer reform program.
I see.
Was hoping to speak with said chancellor about doing perhaps an overhaul, reform to get them out back on the streets, stable citizens, and all of that.
Yes, of course. What a fine and no need to roll deception. She is absolutely all in. She is game on for this. Oh yes, of course. If you could come back with a roster, and just let us know the how many we can figure out where to put them, and perhaps they can serve as Eucharistic ministers or altar. Well, not boys, I suppose, unless they're.
We'll see how they do.
Oh, of course. Work your way up, of course, right? Yes. Totally, of course, absolutely, yes. That is fine.
That said, there would be a lot of guards also stationed around here in case anybody goes AWOL.
Of course, absolutely, yes.
All right. And you said the chancellor returned to the castle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I take a look around just to see if the perimeter's secure? It would be wise to post guards at any station where a prisoner might escape.
Well, you don't mean now. You mean when? Sure, of course.
Just a minor pre-investigation, if you will.
Feel free to. Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Thank you much.
Do your thing, honey. Absolutely.
She's going to start walking the perimeter, actually looking for exits or anything that might look like a secret entrance to
Yeah, for sure. Make an investigation check.
Aye. Oh, my dice fell all the way out of my box. Okay.
It got so excited. It's like, yay!
I will say that definitely while you're walking by, Horace is going to kind of flash the comb at you, away from them, and be like,
I'm glad you said that. I was just about to ask. I was just about to ask.
Okay. Zakria is definitely going to, make it clear that she sees it. She's just going to continue without any.
Yep. And you see the writing clear as day.
All right. My investigation was an 11 total.
11 total. Looks very churchy. No secret-y thingies. But yeah, it appears based off of what you're seeing that the only way in or out is those double doors. Excuse me. Those double doors. So Devin, as you, as Kaylee is essentially up close and personal with these two nuns, and they're kind of like not quite shooing you away, but not quite not at the same time. And you're just kind of looking around. See, it was over in the left hand side last time, and they kind of go. So essentially, they're going to get about 10 feet away from you, Devin, and then start walking across essentially this large platform and over to the left hand side. And Kaylee's just like,
I'm just going to be as still as possible.
Okay, great. Arain, I wanted to get back to you too.
So Arain walk up to one of the other nuns, whichever one that Zakria isn't talking to, and just walk up and say, "So, have you heard the crazy news? Something about sounds like the queen is missing? Man, that's crazy. Have you heard anything about that?"
No. Matter of fact, I believe I just saw her the other day. No, I don't.
Really?
So. Yeah.
Interesting. I heard she went missing about I don't know, a week ago or something like that.
Oh.
Lord, I think there's some evil people around here that we need to find.
Right.
Huh. You saw her the other. That's interesting. Where did you see her?
Oh, it was, and like the words just trail to nothing.
I'm so sad that I'm far away from all of this.
Zakria is actually going to walk up to Orain and just kind of look at her and then back at the nun and go, "This is news to me."
News?
Where did you hear this?
You didn't hear about the queen disappearing?
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard it. Just the gossip around town.
I've been cooped up in my office.
Oh, that's understandable.
As you guys have this conversation, you see the eyes.
Conversation.
See the right. You see the eyes of the nun, blue, beautiful irises, kind of get very tense, and she looks at the nun that Satura was looking at and talking to, and you hear. Does anyone know Abyssal?
No.
I might.
I might.
Nope.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Okay.
No. Oh, but I do comprehend languages. Don't worry about it. I'm not near him.
Okay. and you just hear Sufkna. And as
from the nun,
and as that's happening, you see the light that was coming from the stained glass windows as shadows begin to coalesce all around and inside of this large church. And you see from underneath all of them, even the ones upstairs in the rafters, there's this blue ember that seems to coalesce from underneath them, and it just encircles them. And where was once a bunch of nuns is now this large, dark-skinned, looks female creature with fangs, with red eyes and black, long, disgusting-looking black hair, which would be probably fine if they didn't have scimitars in their hands and the back half of them was all snake. Roll initiative.
Yay!
Ooh.
Oh, well, hello, Harry.
That's one way to get things started.
I thought you said you didn't do anything with Faith. The whole blue thing, that's you.
Bert, there's evil afoot.
So I got a natural
It's time
20
to
plus
smite
4,
Bert.
so 24.
Oh boy. Okay.
When this all happens, before we go into initiative, would I have the ability to use key points?
Sure.
Okay. I want to I use 2 key points to cast silence.
yeah! Boom!
So, yeah, absolutely. So you seeing, you're just like, no, don't think so. And is that a wisdom save?
No, silence is just you can't.
It just happens.
It just
talk or-
happens?
Yeah, it
It
just
just happens.
happens.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
just-
yeah, just no sound, 20-foot radius.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
so Devin, as they're walking away, and then you then hear nothing. Okay, so oh boy, here we friggin' go. So
So Tura,
And
you're downstairs,
the-
right?
Yes.
Me? Or her,
So
yeah.
Tura.
Oh.
Satura's right in the thick of everything.
For the background for that, I am a monk of the Way of Shadows, which
Yeah,
is
you are.
why the black
This
feathers.
is oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hells to the yeah. Okay, cool. So let's see. 25 through 20?
24.
24. Devin. All right.
You sneaky
So you sneaky devil. 20 through 15?
I got a 19.
19. All right. So that is Kaylee's next. All right. 15 through 10?
At 11.
Okay.
Ooh.
Lane. Oh boy. Oh boy. There was a sudden drop off.
Yeah, just a
All
little
right.
bit.
Just a teensy weensy bit. Okay. So and then 5 through 10?
10.
10. Okay. Oh. Okay.
And then.
Hold on, let me write that down. So Rain and then Horace. I believe we gotta double check their initiative really fast.
Satura is at 6.
Oh boy. Oh my indeed. Okay.
My
am
shinies
s-
weren't good to me today. I'm a 4.
Oh no. Okay. So Kriya is bringing up the rear. Okay, so top of the round, Devin. You can't hear a thing, but you know that something bad just happened because
Yeah, as soon as I can
First-
hear them talking,
Mhm.
Devin kind of stands up from where he is and he kind of throws his cloak back and he draws both of his crossbows.
okay.
And he apparently sees these things that aren't nuns anymore.
They're very not nuts.
And I'm gonna take a shot at the one closest to Fenway.
Okay.
So the first one is a 23 to hit,
Oh yeah, that is so close. Yeah, for sure.
and the second one definitely misses because it was only like a 7.
Oh, 7? Okay. So very much like gunslinger style, cloak. And
They
one
will
kind of
take
pings
8
off.
piercing.
8
Oh
piercing.
wait, plus sneak attack. Hold on a minute, because I have sneak attack.
Definitely sneak attack for
Sneak
sure.
attack.
Sneak.
Plus another 14.
So 8 plus 14. How
Yes.
do I math? 22. Okay. 2 damage. Not bad at all. So let me do the math on that one. Okay, cool. So you just hear this like large, like almost like snake-like growl as the bolt impacts, and kind of spins around. Anything else?
No, I am not going to try to hide. I'm going to try to take them down as quick as possible.
Okay, that's Devin's turn. So Kaylee, you are up close and personal to this situation, and even though as I just realized that you wouldn't appear that cry at all, so it just goes.
It's very comical.
Devin's like, what? I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. Say it again. You have bad signal. All right, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna hit it twice for my 2 unarmed strikes, and then I'm in a flurry of blows.
Oh snap! Going all in. The one that just got hit.
Yes.
Or the
Is
other
it
one? Okay.
looking? Is it looking? How is it looking?
It's not enjoying its new best friend Bolt in the back.
Okay.
But it's still it's pretty hurt. It's pretty hurt.
Okay, I'm gonna do my first 2 attacks on it, and then I'll wait and see after.
Wait and
that.
see. Sure, go for it.
I crit in an 18.
All right.
Nice.
So, just as a reminder for all the folks watching out there, because these guys know this rule, in case you didn't, and shout out to Luke Thomas, aka Chet, for giving me this idea. When you play with moi, all crits, you automatically have maximum on the dice, and then you roll the dice roll and add that in your modifier. So go for it. So it should be like what already like an automatic 4 plus your D4 plus your modifier.
It's a D6 for.
Oh, your D6. Sorry.
It's a D6 for that, but it's also a D4 because because of my talons, my unarmed strikes do an extra D4.
Oh snap! Okay, great.
Ratchy.
That's awesome.
We're starting at 14 without the original dice roll.
Holy crap!
So 18.
Okay. So how do you want to do this?
Woo woo.
Is it dead?
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
like that 18 was exactly what you needed. Like literally that. Yeah. Yeah. It's gone.
Perfect. So I want to claw it in its face, and or talon it in its face down its chest.
Okay.
And just split that part in half.
Oh snap! Okay, so and you kind of catch it right on the its spine, and you just separate it. Even though you can't hear.
But nobody can hear you.
No one. It's like Alien. Nobody can hear you scream, and it just.
And then my last 3 attacks, so the 18, and then a 24.
Okay. So
And then
that's 2, and then what's
12 won't hit.
12 won't hit. 12 will hit.
12 will hit. Okay.
12 will hit. So roll damage for all 3.
So find my other D4. There it
You
is.
got the good buzzer.
Yeah, right?
Destroy.
27 damage.
27 damage. This is absolutely ridiculous in the perfect way. So, yeah, I know, right? I mean, we are in Baptist church. Ciao, boo. Okay, so you actually, so I'm assuming, it's your claws, right? So, so the other one bisected falls and you spin around and claw it into, it's super messed up, but super clawed all up. It's almost as bad as Satura's scars. So that I believe is your turn. Okay, so it's 27 points of damage. Yeesh. Good lord. Orain, that is up to you.
Oh, I thought they were going to go first.
No, they did not.
Okay, so I am down on the ground floor, right? And I've got,
You are.
4 around me?
Yep, 4 around you.
Can I tell, was the one that was doing all the talking, does it look like maybe like a boss? Kind of does it look like a bigger one? No.
Nope, they all look
Okay.
kinda
Can I tell what these things are?
make a nature check.
What? 7.
7.
Some kind of weird snake thing.
Snakes!
Okay.
Why does
Then
it
I-
always have to be snakes?
Then I look at the one in front of me and I just oh, look at you. What are you? You're a beauty.
She's just like,
Draw my pistol and I'll make an attack. And I'll spend a grit point to make a dazing shot.
okay, cool.
So
I'm
let's
imagining
see.
Oriana sounding like Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crikey!
Like
Never seen anything like you before.
Oh, this one's angry.
All right, so that's a 17 plus 8. I'm guessing that's probably enough.
Guess correct, yeah.
So that is, what is
Ooh,
that?
great
1d10 plus 3.
Ooh, 10 plus 3, huh?
Yeah. So that's going to be 9 plus 3 is 12.
12 points of damage. So yeah, so
And then you have to make a Constitution save,
okay.
DC 14,
All
or
right.
get disadvantage on all your attacks.
Oh, cool. All right. So let's see. And it was,
Feeling more
was it
confident about this party.
What was it? A con save you said?
Con save 14.
Con
Yeah.
save. Okay, great. That's an 11. So that's what I think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So
And then I have one more attack.
okay.
So I'll shoot again.
Yeah.
No, that's a crit 1. So
Oh no. Okay.
actually,
So,
I think
is
that
that a
means my
misfire?
gun. Yeah, I think
I
that
was gonna
means my gun
say, is that a
misfires.
misfire? Yeah.
Oh, no.
So you and you see the bullet sink into the chest. But fortunately, unlike your friends upstairs, you can actually hear it. And then feeling just as confident, even though like you see it kind of like eyes roll back in his head as it's kind of freaking out through your dazing shot, and then you're like, all right, let's finish it off. Click, and you look at your gun, and you're like, snap.
Dang.
So yeah, I believe you can spend an action to repair it on your next turn.
Yeah.
But is that all of the things?
I think that's it for me.
Okie dokie dokie. So let's see. And Horse, you rolled a 10, right? Is that right?
Yes, that was 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're next.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
They rolled. They rolled.
I might be the only one SOL.
Horse just kind of reaches above his head and waves his armored hand, and all of a sudden this like bright green, like it looks like acid has taken on a solid form. This bright green battle axe forms in his hand, and he looks down where he found the comb and is going to look and see if he can find like some sort of passage around there.
Take you a bit to I'll just say for the sake of simplicity, no. No.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks back. No. Okay.
No.
I will move up to Sator. Where Sator's at.
Okay. No worries. So from where you were, you essentially you'd be passing that main nun on your way there. So
okay. I'd stop if I ran into a nun.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
So yeah. Do you want to do the thing?
Well, I spend my action summoning that weapon. So.
Oh, is it your action to do that?
Action,
that makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. All right.
Sorry, it looks epic. He's like.
It's. I'll wait.
He comes up. He's like, "I'll attack you in a minute."
I'm gonna be right.
Hello,
real in a
darling.
minute.
And he's done.
Speaking of hello, darling. They are next. So, considering you just summoned your beautiful looking, arcane looking, beautiful battle axe, she is going to, in kind, take a couple shots at you. You see this long neck, kind of like, and she's going to try to bite you into the neck.
No biting.
No biting. What's your AC?
No touchy.
No
16.
16. So indeed, no touchy. So, and so just and you just dodge it out of the way, and kind of like use your battle axe to block, and then as she comes back around with a scimitar and tries to take a swipe at your backside there. That's a little better. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that is going to be 5 points of slashing damage as kind of cuts you right through the middle underneath where your battle axe blocked the earlier blow. So that is
as she slashes at me, she hits this like kind of like barrier almost like, and it slashes into like the air.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So then the other three that are downstairs are going to essentially. So let's see. The courier you went up, and they're essentially going to take individual. They're going to kind of take you guys on sort of one-on-one. So Horus has a friend, and then Sator has a friend, and then Zakria has a friend.
Yeah.
So let's do so.
Everyone has friends.
Everyone has friends. So similar situation, and try to take a bite out of crime. I don't think that's going to hit with an 8.
No.
And then the scimitar as a backup, natural 20.
Ooh.
So
Ouch.
6 plus.
You don't like me.
I don't like it. So that's going to be a total of 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As kind of like cuts into your weak spot, I guess, if you want to call it. And is going to stay up close and personal with you, glaring at you. And similar fashion, Sator. Well, that's a natural 6. So that'd be a 9 and a natural 1. So you're just like, man, I was totally going to pray too. and like no dice, can't even like get any love from you. I don't know why I have Destiny's Child stuck in my head now suddenly. So and then lastly on the first floor, so to speak, Rain, the one that the other one, actually, what you've been shooting was the one that was talking earlier. So the other one's going to kind of come to the back and take a shot at you. Does a 19 hit? I think it does with the bite. I'm going to assume that's the case.
What?
Yes.
My mic was turned down. Yeah,
okay.
That's good.
Okay. I was like, does it? The suspense is killing me. Okay, so
Text-based character with 20 AC.
Yeah. Stranger things have happened. So bite's a little bit worse for wear. So this is going to be 4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage as it kind of bites into your neck, and you kind of feel a pulse of poison. Doesn't do the status, but it hurts. But the scimitar, as you kind of back up, holding your neck, kind of just ducking the swipe of the scimitar. But that's everyone's turn downstairs, and then there's only one upstairs, and that one is not very happy with Kaylee. So Kaylee, you silence, so you can't hear anything. So just and similar fashion, it's gonna take a bite out of you. It's a 19 to hit. I believe that hits you.
Sorry, my mic was turned down.
It's just on brand. So that is his hit, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's going to be 3 points of slashing damage and 3 points of the poison. And the next one is a 15 to hit with the scimitar. Nope.
AC is 17.
AC is 17. So unfortunate for it, no dice. So that one is good to go. Okay. So that is all of their turns. So Sator, you are now up.
I go, Mary, it's time to play. Bert, let's get angry. And I rage, and all of my tattoos glow bright blue.
Ooh.
And the lovely snake lady in front of me has to make a DC save of 13.
Oh, okay. Cool. I think it might just make it. I think that's a 13.
Aw, well, she still takes 2 points of lightning damage as lightning jumps out of my skin. And then I go after her with my battle axe.
All right, please do.
Let's see. So that would be a 13.
13 to hits.
And I'll roll both swings now. So that's an 18 for both. So both hit.
Great.
Nice. Now I need my little.
What's your weapon?
It is a battle axe.
Battle axe. So double battle axe party.
Yeah.
Well, it's a battle axe and a great axe. So.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
It's Mary and Sue.
Touche.
We are.
I believe at this point, anime would say nani.
All right, so that would be. Let's see. So, and I am wielding two-handed, so they are D10s. So that would be.
And Ray, this is the one you hit as well, correct?
I guess.
So that'd be.
And it is.
So 24 points of total damage.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. How do you want to do this as well? Good
So
Lord.
After the lightning bolt slams into it, the axe comes right after it and parts it
Okay, great.
like a banana peel.
Yeah, like you actually almost see it, like the lightning kind of pulses out from you, and it actually like almost, you almost see it like floating in the air, like almost like it's paralyzed, and you just take it and run it through. I love that my camera shakes.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, the camera just shook when you said that. It was great.
Paste it on top of your monitor and have it always roll dex saves. So there you go. So yeah, it is goodbye gone. Okay.
I feel like
so
we always cut the monsters in half.
With the rest of my movement, I will then dash towards the next
victim.
Next victim.
Okay.
Come on, Bert! It's time to play.
I love Saturn. Okay, so Zakria, you're up. Someone up close and personal.
Zakria's gonna take her halberd, Crimea, and just, as she whips it out, take a big slash at it.
Okay, great.
And boop.
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 Ooh.
Suddenly we're in a 16-bit RPG.
Let's see, that's a 23 to hit.
Oh, so close, yeah.
And where's my D10? There it is.
Do it.
12 damage.
Okay. Yes. So, slashing right, and like I have to imagine, like she's just like,
yeah. And,
okay.
Since she was hit for 10 damage, she's gonna pump a divine smite into that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Her eyes are just gonna pulse a bright blue, and it's gonna take an extra 2d8 damage.
Do it.
Where are my other d8s? How dare you?
Oh wait, is this a
How
fiend?
dare you hide from me?
Because I think
if it's a fiend,
it takes even more.
It is not a fiend.
Oh.
Okay.
Not a fiend or undead?
Negative.
All right.
It is regular old evil.
Regular evil.
Frosty.
Good old regular evil.
It's an additional 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay, so
Just
13 plus.
Me and Bert like to smite.
13 plus what? What was the first one again? Sorry.
It was. Oh, what did I roll? It was 12 total.
12. Okay, so 25. Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just. And what was the color that it glows with your divine smite?
Blue, bright blue, like a fiery blue.
Fiery blue radiant energy.
Oh, blue.
And it is really hurt now. As you actually see the wound on its front side, like it's still glowing with radiant energy. So that was a hell of a round by you all.
I have a bonus action as a polearm master.
Oh yeah, okay, go for it.
I'm gonna attack with the opposite end of my halberd.
Yep.
Yes.
See, that's the bop. Bop.
Ooh, not bad. That's a total of 6 damage.
Okay, great. Ooh, it looking not so nice. All right, so in just kind of like it's looking down as it looks at you, as now the bludgeoning is, I'm assuming it's bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
And it's got like a nice little hickey that's about to grow. So
she's just gonna sneer at it.
Okay, perfect. So back to the rafters, Devin. You are up.
So there's still one in the rafters with us, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot at that one. Has that one been damaged? I
Oh
can't remember.
yeah, very so. Very yes.
Yes.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 to hit hits.
$15.
15 damage. How do you want to do this as you finish off the last one at the top?
I'll shoot that one through the eyes, and then I'm going to take my second attack, because I'm crossbow expert, and shoot the one that Zakria just
Okay. So what is the range on? Because you have heavy crossbows or light crossbows?
They're hand crossbows.
They're hand crossbows.
Oh.
So considering you're upstairs, that's a little long. What's the range on a hand crossbow? Is it like a disadvantage? Because it might be a disadvantage here. Let me check.
That was on
That's fine if
Final
it's-
Jeopardy last night.
It's 120 feet. Yeah, it's a little too long, unfortunately. It's they're up near the altar. That's a good 200 feet ish at least. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Oh dang! I forgot I have an extra attack.
Yeah. Actually, wait.
no.
Sorry, I'm thinking of. I added an extra 0 by accident because like one floor is 10 feet, not 100 feet. So my bad. Actually, yeah, that's true. I'll say go ahead and do it, but at disadvantage.
Okay.
Pew pew.
By the way,
does
I-
a 13 hit.
13 hits. Yeah.
Nice.
I totally forgot I had an extra attack, but don't worry about it.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
just go
because the
next
second
round.
attack.
Yeah.
That's right. Go ahead and roll it. It's great. Let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I kind of love the idea of like.
Because we're demolishing these things.
That's a 15 on the die.
Okay, great. So, yeah, go ahead and roll damage, and Devin, go ahead and roll damage.
I got 9 on my damage for the attack.
Okay. So the first one, just, and Kaylee, speaking of up close and personal, as this carcass just falls on top of you.
Excuse me.
But you can't
That
say
is-
anything because you're in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Awesome.
So perfect. And down on the ground. So 9 points from Devin. And then that attacks Akria.
I hit a 13 total.
Okay. Is that damage?
Yes, damage.
Oh, okay. So how do you collectively want to Chrono Trigger dual tech do this?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let's see. With the halberd, she's just gonna kind of take that last slash and then jam the back of it into its throat and try to get it as far down into the snake body as she can.
Okay. Holy crap.
Gross. Like
So-
lift it up too?
Yeah. Snake on a skewer.
Snake on a skewer. So
snake.
you take it, and it's just screaming bloody murder, and as it's screaming out in pain, a crossbow bolt just silences it forever.
Thanks.
Guess
All
there's
right.
another way to silence things.
So
Double
that is dope. So that is did I math right? Yeah. All right. So 6 up, 6 down, and the adrenaline of battle leaves you as we are no longer in initiative.
Oh, okay. The one in front of me died too.
Yep.
He's just like,
Cool.
There's still a nice static charge around me as it fades.
Yeah.
I look around going, oh, no more evil.
I dismissed the silence and pushed the thing off of me and
Sorry, Bert.
slide down to the
No more
rest of
evil.
them.
Actually, I'll say Horace because I miscounted. I was gonna hand wave it, but I think it's less fun. It's going to try to run away from you. You see it spin around, just like, and it spins around, and you see it heading towards the organ.
the organ? Okay. He's going to try an opportunity attack it with his battle axe.
Go for it.
That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's 10 magical slashing damage.
10 magical slashing damage. And as it's trying to make its way back away from all of you scary, dangerous ass people. So I'm kind of. I kind of hand waved initiative already, so I tell you what. Those of you that are downstairs, you essentially have free reign as you see this this snake creature come up and begin to and you hear it kind of play like this music, like ding 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 ding, no, ding 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 ding, and what are you guys doing? The rest of the three of you down sister. So Zakria, Sator, and Orain.
I have a question.
Answer.
I have 60 feet of fly speed, and I can dash as a bonus action. Can I get down there?
Yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
And I have Barbarian Rage with Flying Leap.
I'm going to use all of my attacks on him.
Okay.
Zakria was going to suggest to let it go.
Go ahead.
So you like saying that she's messing up on the organ, like totally brings me to that Looney Tunes. Like it was like, no, you idiot, like this.
Yeah, she's in total panic mode, dude. So I'll say, how do you all collectively want to accomplish the evisceration of this creature? We'll call it a more of a chemistry, like Sven said.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay. And
Storm Strike.
Storm Strike. What does that look like?
It's that light. It's that.
Oh, it's that lightning thing. So
yeah.
you just walk up to it like you're Super Saiyan 2.
My aura gives off that lightning bolt, and as the Eldritch Blast and the monk comes down, and boom.
Okay, and
30 slashing damage.
What? What?
6 lightning.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, they all had 40 hit points. Like, come on, man. All right, so that's okay. So, Orain, would you like to join the party?
Well, so you'll just see her, like, Orain will just be like on one of the pews, like messing with her gun, trying to get it fixed, and just look up and be like, "You guys got this."
We'll say you use that time to fix your gun. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
All right. So now the battlefield is silent, and it falls over with the final boom on the organ. And so now what are you doing?
I'm getting my crossbow bolts.
I clean off my claws.
You don't have to worry about your bolts. I don't care about ammunition. Don't even worry about that, man.
Would I have recognized maybe what tune she was trying to play?
Oh, that's a good question. Why don't you
roll
give
music
me,
history?
I know, right? Let's call it a performance check.
Performance, okay.
Yeah, let's call it a performance check and see what happens.
All right, okay. I don't even know what my performance. That's not bad. Okay. Okay. That's a 1. So that's a 4. Never heard of it.
Beethoven, definitely. Never heard of it before.
Especially that last part, the blah.
Yeah. yeah, no, it kind of got you all kind of weird. Yeah. But yeah. All right. So, by the way, Devin, are you still hiding?
It looks like it.
Yeah,
Huh, cloak. Oh, that's actually super ironic because he.
Yeah,
I didn't know as he left the screen. That's fair enough. All right, what are the rest of you doing?
Amazing timing.
Super amazing
That
timing.
was great.
Oh my God.
Zakria's gonna actually pipe up. She's gonna say, "We probably should have just let her go, so we could follow her to wherever she was going."
Smart.
But that,
Eh.
there be evil still in here. That's me and Bert don't like evil.
Technically, it'd be evil still going over there.
Well, obviously, whatever it is connected to this here organ. We might be able to figure it out if we look close enough at it.
Yeah, and arguably we have Orain. If they can track like they say they can, we'll be fine.
I am good at tracking through the woods. Tracking through organs, not maybe so much, but I can do what I can.
Can I take a look at the organ and see if there are keys that are pressed more often than the others?
Absolutely can. Make an investigation check.
Can I aid her in doing that?
You absolutely can. Make it an advantage.
While they do that, Zakria's gonna ask if anybody's injured.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. An advantage? Wow.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, that's rough. All keys were made equal. Tough. You kind of look and you see like C, B, A, F. Looks the same to me.
I played them in alphabetical order.
And nothing happens.
Anybody hurt?
A little bit.
All right. She's gonna reach out a hand onto your shoulder.
Before you do that, I'll say, hold up, we have potions. Save your magical healing for dire circumstances.
You yell from the from the rafters.
Just drink a potion.
Yeah. Cuckoo.
You calm down.
It's only a small wound. If I had to quantify it, I'd say that it was 8 units.
Woundage.
Fair enough.
Woundage.
8 to hurt.
I just want y'all to know that I'm laughing so hard I'm sweating. So just thank you for that. So thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Can we check the wall to see if there are any like possible like clues toward like a secret door? Are there any like openings?
Sure. Go ahead and make that investigate check, please.
I can help with that. I'm good at investigation.
Oh, do you want to roll yourself, or do you want to give him advantage?
I'll give you advantage.
All right.
Advantage roll. Oh,
Advantage
perfect.
roll.
Nat 20.
Oh,
So 25.
snap. Bow, 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 bow. Okay,
Thanks for the advantage.
yeah, it helped, huh? So, you look at the wall, and kind of try to feel, typically, if evil bad guys have something that they would use as a switch. This is how this typically looks like, but nothing does, except though with a nat 20 and a 25, you kind of scan back and you look at the carcass of the essentially one of the nun that was essentially doing all of the riffraff and the talk, and you actually see a small like slip of paper, like almost like underneath the carcass.
Yoink.
Okay, so you walk up,
Ooh,
you
what
open
did
it
you
up,
find?
and you see 3 letters: C, E, G.
Apparently they were gonna have a keg party, but with that awful spellers. Any of y'all musically gifted?
Actually, yes. I played the flute.
Grancy, I know how to read music. You want to try it out on the organ?
Can try. Should we to roll for that?
So you walk up to the organ.
Yeah.
All right.
Me,
You
a
play-
musician, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know that flute skills transfer to organ skills.
Well, fortunately it's written on, like the notes are written on the.
Oh, they have a beginner's organ. They've got the little stickers with all the note names.
That's awesome.
So so you can do the thing if you.
Oh,
like.
okay. Yes. I
Love
will
that.
do CEG.
Bing, bing, bing. And you actually see, where the back end of the wall where the altar is, you hear a large metallic sort of movement as a door appears right there. And I think that's a perfect time for us to take our break.
Yay.
Woo woo.
Sounds
good.
good.
So I figure 10 minutos is the right amount because, oh my God, this is like an amazing party. I'm so excited to see where this goes. So we will be back in a few minutes.
All right,
See you
cool.
soon.